Welcome back to the new Millennium Falcons podcast. I'm Trayshawn. I'm super happy to be back. The guys, Savion and Fleek and Hunter, have been doing an amazing job with the show. And, I feel like it's a reward today, guys. I feel like all the hard work, all of this season that we've had to put up with is finally paying off because it's
Yes, it
time.
is. What time is it, Trayshawn?
I think y'all know what time it is. What time is it, Hunter? What time is it, Savion?
Hey, Fleek, what time is it? You've been leading this train,
It's
bro.
it's about half past Ritter time because my guy is finally starting. Let's go, let's go. Y'all know I'm excited,
Ooh.
bro. Y'all know I'm lit. I'm actually too excited. I think I'm a little too high over the moon, so I'm trying to bring it down. But I'm just so happy, man. I'm so happy to see something different.
I think I'm right there with you. I'm kind of terrified how excited I am, and I don't know if it's
Yeah.
just because I'm just, it's something new, uh, and that's exciting in and of itself. But I'm liking this last 4 game stretch. I'm liking that he had a bye week to get ready in, and I don't know, Fleek. I think Desmond Ritter QB1. I think now I'm right there with you in terms of
Hey,
might as well hop on the hype train now
yes,
before I
yes.
get left behind.
Why not him? How you feel about it, Savion? You mad quiet about my guy.
I'm being cautiously optimistic right now, bro.
I
The
love it.
reason why is because I've been watching a bunch of Desmond Ritter stuff this entire week, basically since we heard it last week. And I have been so excited this entire time, and I am really trying to dial it down right now.
Oh yeah.
Like, I
Oh my
really
gosh.
am, bro.
Like it's
It's
only
hard. It's
Wednesday.
hard.
That's crazy.
It's hard not to be excited when you've seen the kind of QB play that we've been watching for the past 13 weeks, and you know, we all saw what happened in the last game. Obviously, Ritter's starting for a reason, so I think it's exciting. And Hunter,
Yeah,
how do you
I'm super
how you
excited.
feeling? Our QB connoisseur.
Yeah, I've been calling for this for pretty much the entire season, so I'm beyond excited. I'm cautiously optimistic because I think there's some things that Ritter does intangibly speaking that make him a good fit for what we want and what we hope he becomes. Um, Maturity is a big one of those, but I do have some questions and concerns about what he might look like initially as a passer. But that's not to say that he can't develop into whatever we need him to become. It's just it's going to be an interesting first 4 games.
Hmm.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. Um. I having to go against the Saints, I think in the first week, at least it's this year's Saints. I'll say,
Right.
this is a very winnable game. We all know that. We all saw what happened week 1. We all thought, hey, if we had a QB who, didn't make a couple of mistakes, we'd win that game. So, we'll
Correct.
see what happens. You know, um, I don't know. All right, thank you, Brandon.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that, brother.
I think when
Shout out
America
our boy
watched that
BT.
Mariota game, they finally understood what we were all going through. The
Oh
infamous
yeah.
throwing on his off of his back off the ground.
Off his booty. That's what that
It
was.
just
Off his booty.
yeah. Off his booty. Hey, it was
Off his
downhill
booty.
after that, bro. Only downhill after that.
But I think Hunter mentioned it. A lot of the reasons we've all been calling for Ritter is because there's certain aspects of his game that we all like, and that obviously the team they spent that third on him. It was very apparent throughout the entire draft process that they felt like he was a good fit for the offense. So, um, you know, specifically, I know for me, it's these deep shots that we've been wanting to obviously see get hit. But are there other aspects in this offense that you guys think, Ritter will help us improve in beyond just getting those deep ball shots?
So, one thing that I've noticed when it comes to Mariota is just when I'm watching him, and tell me if you guys feel this too. There's not that type of swagger when it comes to having like a like a franchise quarterback back there. Like it
Yeah.
feels like everything that we have to get feels tough. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
everything.
Yeah.
There's nothing like as they say on the athletic football show. There's no easy buttons, and I feel like I've said that before on this podcast, but there isn't. Nothing looks easy. Nothing looks fluent.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm looking for. Maybe not immediately because he's a rookie. He's only taken the reins for about a week, and honestly, that week they were supposed to be quote unquote resting. So
Mhm.
he's only going to have this week to really practice and get into the flow of things. But through 13 weeks, it just nothing looked easy. Everything looked hard when we had to drop back to pass, whether that was rolling out or anything. It always looked difficult. That's what made me upset the most.
I think, you know, outside of what I think he could bring to the game and on the field, I feel like just him being there and the switch being made is like a revitalization, or maybe I'm hoping it gives the offense some juice. I know Drake London said that I know he's excited, but he and a few of the other offensive guys, I'm pretty sure they're all pretty excited. You know, they're not gonna come out and say, there were missed throws before and we got stopped here before, we were bad on third downs because of, this, that, and third.
Right.
But you can kind of tell there's a little oozing excitement. Like when you watch the players talk today, they're like almost trying to hold back smiles. It's there's this beautiful picture of Ritter and Art next to each other today, smiling, and it's just so
Oh,
beautiful,
funny.
man. Everything is just so nice right now. I feel like just having that new energy pumped in is going to help the entire team. I think that's going to make everyone play with more swagger, honestly, because Ritter's confidence will be infectious. Like when you have a guy at the most important position leading the way and he's confident in what he's saying to you and he goes, but especially if he's able to back it up on Sunday from the very beginning, I promise you will see this team play with confidence.
Yeah, I think it almost helps that Marcus is gone. It's like there's no thought of him even being around. Ritter's not like thinking about him being behind him. Like nobody's like considering like, oh, okay, like, there's some point of turning back here or anything like that. It's we're all in. It's Desmond Ritter. It's his for these next 4 games. And, you know, uh we can probably get to this a little bit later, but I think even, more than 4 games, I think it's going to take a lot for him to not be able to be the QB next year. But um, let's we can kind of talk about for a little bit. Seems like Mariota just kind of quit on the team. There's been a lot of different reports out there. I think there's been a lot of different angles. What we know is that last week Marcus had his firstborn child, and then it was
Congratulations to him for that.
reported that Arthur Smith went to him after the day after that, talk about Desmond Ritter being named, the starting quarterback, and then the team had learned later um, that week on Friday that Mariota had actually planned on stepping away from the team. He wanted to get this chronic knee issue that we heard about checked out, and then that was something that was kind of new news. Logan Woodside was signed as insurance. We all kind of then learned, down the line why he was signed. So, very interesting exit. Marcus is now placed on IR. He is going to get his knee operated. Seems like it was something that he could have finished the season out and maybe gotten done later. But seems with the situation that he was in right now, he felt like that was the best move for him. This is a very unique situation. Not many teams, I think, have had anything like this kind of happen or unfold. Do you guys have any really big thoughts or opinions on this? For me, I think it was just kind of I from the human aspect, I totally get it. He just had a child. He's also got, millions of dollars. He doesn't really need to risk his body right now to be a QB2 or to just ride it out for 4 games. On the other hand, it just kind of feels like it's your job. And like, I know it sucks. There's tons of guys that, Jake Matthews, we all know, had a child on game day, flew back, played Thursday night against the Panthers. It's tough. I know a lot of guys make sacrifices. I know that's really like unfair to say in the position that I'm in, but at the same time, it's just one of those things that I guess is really surprising too, just because of the person that it is, that they're regarded for, kind of being the ultimate team guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things, like you were saying, like the human aspects, having the kid and everything, that obviously, like, you can't really fault him for that. One thing that I hope isn't playing into it is like a mental health thing, because I do know, like, the man was probably like beating himself up a ton as it is. And then I'm guilty of it. We let him have it on Twitter. Like, as a fan base, we let that man have it. And I hope it has nothing to do with that. And I just hope that it's just him taking time to be a family man. And I hope it's not anything along the lines of like a mental health thing that we could be concerned about or should be concerned about.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the first time that we've seen this happen due to mental health. If that's a behind the scene thing and they're just saying, this at the forefront to keep that but behind closed doors. I do believe he may have a chronic knee problem, and I think that's something that if he had still been starting, that he probably would have pushed off until the offseason. But I think a little bit of everything that you guys have said might play into it because, I mean, in his mind, I'm not starting, right? So I'm needed, but I'm not as immediately needed as obviously I would be if I had to go on that field from the first play. I think at the end of, the Steelers game, when I watched his press conference, his body language, and they asked him, would you understand if they decided to go a different way at the quarterback position? And his response was, I'm not thinking about that. And I'm worried about football, worried about getting better. But his body language did signal off some kind of like, realization or not fear. I won't say fear. He seemed pretty down. It's like he knew that this might be it. And I feel like when he sat down, he had his kid, he had a week, he sat down, he thought about it. Why not, accelerate my healing process from the procedure? I do think it really sucks that he won't at least be in the building for Ridder, on the sideline for Ridder, because I felt like that was how this was going to go. And I thought that that's how it was going to go if this were to happen, because from what I know of Marcus, he seems like a pretty good guy. And I'm not saying this makes him a bad person at all, because he has a lot going on. But it really sucks to see it in that way. But it was good to hear Dez say today in his presser that the lines of communications are still open with Marcus, and that Marcus not congratulated him, told him good luck, and don't be afraid to reach out. So at least he's still there to talk to. But it would have been nice to have that veteran, holding in a tablet on the sideline for Ridder to come, tell him what he's seeing, because Ridder still is a rookie. It's still his first NFL game. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and Logan Woodside is probably going to do that very well. But it would have been cool to have an 8-year veteran who has seen a lot more than Logan to be on the sideline and say, hey, you made a bad read here, or this is what I've seen. This is what you can do next time against this cut, things like that. He'll miss out on that, but at least there's no bad blood in the locker room about it. So I can't be too upset.
So the way that I feel, and this is coming from a new dad standpoint, the first 4 weeks that I had with my child were fantastic. By far the best month of my life. Like, seriously. So, and Charles McDonald said it best. He's at 4Verts on Twitter. Marcus Mariota going to hang out with his baby for a month after getting demoted might be the healthiest thing an NFL player has ever done. And I think that that's a very good way to put it. I mean, don't get me wrong. It sucks that, like you said, it sucks that he won't be there for Mariota. And honestly, I thought that if anybody was going to be, the best possible mentor for him, especially when it comes to play style, the way that they're built, the way that they play, all of that type of thing, I thought it would be Mariota. That was pretty much his comp when he was coming into the league this year from a lot of draft pundits. but him being able to just, I mean, this sucks. This is the second time. This is the second time that he's been benched now. So for to have that month off, I guess, and go hang out with your daughter. I mean, I guess that's the best way to go out. So it sucks that he won't be there, but I mean, what are we really losing?
I think this is why they say, you got to be a psychopath to be a QB1 in this league, because it's just the difference of that. Tom Brady's leaving his kid. You know what I mean? Like, I think Desmond Ridder would leave his kid too. I kind of get that vibe from him. When I've seen him on the sidelines at the 2 games I went to, I was like, this kid looks a little crazy. Like he's just kind of stalking, walking up and down the sidelines. So, Mariota, like you said, very healthy decision, not QB1 material, I am afraid. It makes you a good father, which I think is probably a little bit more important in life, but it's not important in the NFL.
Thanks, Jack.
40-year-old dad looking crazy.
It's the hat. It's got to be the hat.
It got to be.
It's got to be the hat, Mark.
It's the hat. It has to be.
But
that's crazy.
And okay, Jackson Lee with the point here. A very good point. Fleek mentioned earlier, Woodside does have good experience in this offense, especially in the ability to pass. I think Woodside could be a good long-term QB2 replacement.
I think so too.
Yeah,
and
like
for the
signing.
cheap, man, it could be nice. So that's a really good signing, I think, for that to come out of this as well.
100%.
We're coming out of the bye week, guys. This used to be the last quarter of the season, so we'll still call it the last quarter. 4 games left. It's a very different feeling now, isn't it? It's a very different. Kyler Murray's gone. Lamar Jackson's probably coming back for our game, but who knows? Yeah. We have Andy Dalton this week, and then we're facing a very, very weird-looking Tampa Bay team right now.
Yeah.
How are we feeling? And we control our destiny to get to the playoffs, by the way. Playoffs are still very real.
I feel good.
Like, I know. I feel good as well. This is kind of weird. Is everybody kind of feeling good about this right now?
Was it 2 weeks ago when I was talking about that I thought we could go 4-1 in that stretch? And not much has changed. Honestly, I feel more confident with that statement now that Ridder's starting than I did with Mariota.
Sure.
I don't think we're gonna win out. But if we went 3-1 in this back end stretch, made it as the 7 seed, I wouldn't be too shocked.
I won't be mad about it.
I won't be mad either.
I won't be mad because it'll be by my rookie. My rookie QB will have done this, which means we might have done it. We might have hit it. We might have hit it.
That's the thing, right? I'm cautiously optimistic on that, Savion, because Ridder gives me a big boost of confidence, huge, right? So I am feeling really good, but I would be lying to you if I said I didn't feel really good about the last 4-game stretch that we went 1-3 in. So I'm still cautiously optimistic because we still have to see what this defense plays like. We still have to see, if the line can continue improving. But yeah, we're gonna sweep them. We're gonna win it all, and we're going to the playoffs. Yeah, so I just had to throw in them little caveats, but yeah, we're going for it, and we're going to the playoffs. But book it.
So I'm looking at Tampa Bay's schedule right now, bro. They're not winning next week. Way that they look,
their schedule is hard.
They have Cincinnati. They go to Glendale to play.
Vea and Wirfs are both also expected to miss, from what I read today.
I beg your pardon.
Wow.
What, next week?
Yeah, like Sunday.
That's cooked. Wow. That's donezo for them, man. So then they go to Arizona. They play Carolina, which I'm sorry, can Carolina sweep them?
Yeah, so this is the thing, right? With the way the standings are, we need Carolina to lose a game at some point. And it would almost bode better for us to have Tampa lose to Cincinnati and us and beat Carolina, I believe. Yeah. So That's kind of what
Well, I think Tampa's. I don't see that. The Bengals are
I
going to
don't
beat
either.
Tampa. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
they're gonna stomp them.
Hunter. Yeah,
Hopefully.
I'm more scared of Carolina winning the division than I am Tampa winning the division.
yeah,
100%.
that's
Yeah,
fair.
same. Yeah,
100%. I can
same.
see why.
That's probably how they feel about us too. I mean, they probably Tampa
Well,
Bay looks like
it's
a sinking ship
because
right now.
and the Panthers are the only other team other than Tampa that have a 3-1 division record right now. So like, if they went out, they win like the division. So it's like we need them to drop a game, and we have to win, especially if we go 3-1. And I heard somebody say this earlier. That loss has to come like to Baltimore because we can't afford to drop a division game. Like New Orleans is must win to me,
Can't afford to drop a
and
conference game either.
Well,
a
yeah, I
conference
was like,
game either. Yeah, you can't lose to Arizona either.
well, we got to win our. Yeah, I
So,
was gonna say we got to win our own games first. But
mhm.
but you
Can I
know,
just say,
go ahead.
how good does it feel to be talking about playoff football again? We were
Oh.
we were we were pretty down for the last couple weeks because guys we were down
Yeah, bad.
that horribly.
We agree, Carrie. We agree.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ritter looked
Yeah,
like a 40-year-old
that's the
father
thing.
today in his interview, and it was
That's
fantastic.
right. He
But
he
that's what
he
it
does have
is,
a certain
bro.
level. Man, we have to talk about it, but he sounds just like Matt too. He talks just like Matt. It's really weird.
Bro, they're
It kind of creeps
professionals.
me out.
Like,
I
I
don't
think they would
even.
be best friends. I think Matt and Desmond would be best friends.
I think
I
they would
agree.
have gotten along, but
They would have.
it's still super creepy how they talk. Exactly. Like I don't know. That kind of bothers me almost.
Is there an alternate reality where somewhere in some universe Matt Ryan is teaching Desmond Ritter? All right. Anyways, yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't even. Yep. Anyways, I feel like, man, it's just something about Desmond, bro. It's just something about him, and I think he invigorates the team. I really do.
Well, I think
So
the team as
what
a
you're
whole too.
saying,
You know, the O line's going to be healthy now. We got Elijah Wilkinson coming back.
AK,
Jalen's coming back for the D line, so we got a little bit something for the inside. We'll see what that does. You know, it kind of feels like they could just, I don't know, maybe they can regain a little bit of that running offense that they had. I think that's something that the team could get better at. If we hit those deep shots, it's going to open up even more of the run game because now people actually have to defend the pass. I don't know. I like our odds, and of course, you know, we keep getting all these injury riddled teams, but you know,
it's been
let's talk
all
about.
year, bro, with that. All year with that. We played a down bad Browns team, a down bad San Fran. Like we run up like down
Who?
bad
Hey,
on
man. Who?
defense. Yeah, like we
If
run into some teams who, if they were fully healthy, I don't know how those games might have shaken out. But
It
hey,
would have looked like we thought it was going to look when the season started.
yeah, I mean, you see San Fran right now with Brock Purdy going crazy. I'm like, okay, we caught y'all at a great time.
well, you know, it's next. You know, it's hate week, fellas. We're playing that team from New Orleans, who
I don't know who you're talking about.
we all know that we should have beat week 1. Shout out to the boys.
What's going on, John and Mike?
That we all know we should have beat
Yes.
week 1. We're going to New Orleans. And you know what? The series lead is on the line. The series lead is on the line, and getting swept is on the line. This was my fear this year, is that we would lose the first one and that I didn't know what this team would look like, or that it would be too brand new or something. I don't know. I don't know. But now Ritter's first game is against the hated Saints, who have looked awful, you know, thankfully, which only makes that loss sting even more. But nonetheless, Andy Dalton is the QB we're playing this week, which I think is very nice of Dennis Allen. I appreciate that from him a lot. I think that is a great way to show your elders respect, and I think he did that for Dean Pease. I think he's throwing one out there. That's right. We can't. No, we
Yeah.
cannot. If we
No,
let them have that,
absolutely.
we have
Hell no.
nothing. Like there's nothing
Hell
that
no.
we have. We don't have the
Jeez.
ring. We don't have the
Jeez.
trophy. We can't lose this. This is very
Yeah.
important. That's why I ran
Yeah.
that poll earlier this week.
That
Because
was a
this is
banger of a poll, by the way.
Bro, that
both of
poll,
those things are up for
You
up
ripped
this
my
year.
soul.
I'll admit it. I picked the Brady game, but like
I
that
did
poll
too.
was a good poll.
It was a banger of a poll.
Oh, it was a great poll.
Yeah. Yeah, man. The thing is, like, what better? Like, okay, I know the Saints' defense is still pretty good, right? But what better of a game for Desmond Ridder to get his career started? I mean, it's not like the Saints are world beaters this year. They're 4-9. So, like, with everyone saying, oh my gosh, Dez isn't ready to play New Orleans. I mean, bro, who else are you going to play? Were you going to throw him in against the other defenses that we've seen all year? The better defenses? The better teams? This is still a 4-9 team we're talking about. Like,
Right.
I think this is,
Yeah.
and I know it's away. The only thing, the biggest
Their
thing I'm
best
worried
player
about is
fakes
the
injuries
atmosphere.
too.
Oh yeah, you have to. It's a part of the game, Trayshawn. It's ridiculous. Those guys.
I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, we
I'm
need to
excited for
stomp
this
them.
game.
Yeah.
Like, I have a good feeling about it. CP, I'm pretty sure historically has popped off against New Orleans. I'm hoping he has a bounce back, especially coming off a bye week. I'm hoping Dez can do what we think Desmond Ridder can do and just play smart football and not turn the ball over while able to hit those deep shots to free up the running game. And oh my God, there's so much I'm excited for in this game. It's going to be so fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a good matchup. I think we already saw what happened week 1, right? And I don't think it's honestly. I think New Orleans still has the same problems that they showed then. We're gonna have opportunities in the run game. CP and Tyler, who really didn't even play that much in the first game, is now gonna get some more action in this game, which I think is a nice element to the run game. So I'm really excited, and like you said, Ridder, if he gets some of those deep shots going, which we've seen Arthur Smith draw up with anybody out there. We've seen Bird open, we've seen Cardell Hodge open, we've seen London. It's not like, people don't get open, people get open. So now if we start hitting on some of those shots, who knows what kind of offense you could be looking at. So I think obviously when you look at the Saints and what they bring to this matchup, their defense is obviously their strong point. Alvin Kamara is still, a top end running back in this league, and he's going to, create unique problems, especially for our linebacking core, which, RIP Nate Landman didn't think he would get cut before the season ended, but had to make way for Logan Woodside, and I guess that's how it goes, sadly, around here. And I don't know, guys. How are y'all feeling in terms of this matchup? What do you guys think the Saints are going to try to do to us? What are the strong points that you guys are looking for in this game?
I'm excited to have a healthy O line back this week. That's one thing that we haven't really talked about, I don't think, is Elijah Wilkerson coming back. And the line looked good those first few weeks before he missed time. So I'm excited for that. I would not be shocked, though, if the Saints are trying to mix up some coverages on the back end, play aggressive, see if they can just get Ridder kind of riled up and a little antsy a little bit. So I would not be shocked if that's the route they go. But it's not necessarily difficult to beat that with a good play action or counter, which we run a lot of. So I don't really know. I don't see why we would lose, truthfully.
I hate to do this, but I think Jackson's right. There's something about Taysom Hill versus the Falcons.
Yeah. Hey.
That's okay. Taysom Hill is why we might lose.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill has not met Troy Anderson yet. Troy Anderson has also not met yet Taysom. I'm just saying that was somebody else that we didn't see playing in this game in the first matchup. So I'm very excited to see Troy. Exactly. I'm excited to see these two this matchup, because I think that's who might get the draw for Taysom Hill when he's on the field.
Oh yeah.
So what I'm looking at, number one, is that we have one of the best run games that in the NFL, 100%,
Correct.
and we've proven that we can run on pretty much anybody. I think that is the biggest thing for us is how are we going to balance the passing game with Ritter, having this new element in the passing game essentially, and the run game. Like you know what I mean? Like how are we going to keep I don't know how to word
Mhm.
it. How are we going to keep Ritter confident and also balance the run game to where we're effective? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
that's my
How do you get Ritter's feet wet while also making sure you're not messing up the run game that you already got going? I think that's
So
what
exactly
you're
the
trying to
because at some
say.
point in time you're going to have to ask Ritter to make throws, and
Exactly.
so he's
yeah,
got to be confident enough to make throws.
I think if you're Arthur Smith, you probably work your way up in that because your running game is so dominant that you can run on essentially anybody. So I don't doubt that we can run all over the Saints defense. And I think that getting Ritter acquainted with some quick throws early and often will
Hmm.
get him, into the game. I know some people want him to come out guns blazing, first drive, a deep shot to Bird, first play and stuff. I've heard like that's fun and stuff, but like to actually get a game plan and set in stone, I don't think things are going to change too much because something that I've been saying all season, the offense works. The players are open, the wide receivers are open. The ball just hadn't been getting there accurately, man. And if you add the height, if Ritter has grown in accuracy, and he's grown in a lot of other ways, like as we've read all the articles, a really good one by Michael Rothstein. We've heard Arthur Smith, quarterback coach, Coach London. They've all talked about how he's grown and progressed, especially within the last month or so. You know what I mean? So if Ritter can come on out and translate that onto the field and he's more accurate than Mariota was, if he can hit on two or three more of those passes that Mariota couldn't, especially downfield, the offense opens up, bro. That's why I'm so excited, honestly and truly, because I really think with an accurate quarterback, we can have a really good offense. And I think people will start looking at Arthur Smith as a better play caller than they may already think he is.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, and yeah, Joe, I think you're right. I hope you're right, Joe. I think there's a good chance we could be impressed with him, but I do think the no pits factor
Oh, that
that
sucks
is
so bad.
that does suck. That they won't get to play together till next year.
Yeah.
Um, you know, we don't have to talk about it a lot, but we should mention this. If he sucks, because
Yeah,
you know,
Yep.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's a thing. That's
I'm
a thing.
Yeah.
sorry. Gotta be objective here. If
For
he
sure.
sucks, which there is a chance that happens, because this is a pretty big debut again, like we've been saying, division rival. Your veterans on the team know there's a chance you can get into the playoffs. Like that locker room knows that they have a chance to still control their own destiny. So there's some energy around that too right now. Um, if he sucks, what happens, guys? You
If
know,
Ritter sucks next week or this week, do not waver, okay? The
okay.
playoffs may be out of contention, but you
Mm,
have to understand this is Ritter's first NFL regular season action, man. If he comes out there and plays like what was his name, Nathan Peterman, and like throws like
Oh,
four interceptions or
oh
something
God.
no.
crazy,
I wasn't gonna
then it's
say anything
like,
too specifically.
Why would
Don't
you
bring up the
bring that
Peterman.
up?
anyways,
I'm just
anyways,
saying,
anyways, we're gonna blow
because
past that.
that's how terrible he would have to look to even shake me at all. Like he could have a bad game Sunday, and I will
Mm.
say, all right, let's see if he gets better next week.
You should
That
never
that's the
tell
only
people your
response.
limits.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Like I just want to see growth throughout the four games, right?
Right.
I want to see, even
Okay.
if he
So
has a solid game this week, I want to see him have a better game the next week.
right. All right, so don't waver. We're gonna stick with that first
Don't
point.
waver.
Don't
I'm
waver.
so upset with you right now.
I'm
I
upset with him as well. All I said was sucks.
What was all you said was sucks.
That was bad
Sucks
enough.
is it's such a vague term. But you
Fleek's
put a
like,
specific
no.
name on it.
Let me say how bad it has to be, and then like just act like the universe doesn't already.
But no, that's
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
Well,
We
see,
are Falcons
I
fans,
have
brother.
news for you guys.
Oh no.
That is done. That thing, that feeling of impending doom of the universe owning us, that's over, bro. Ritter is gonna end that. That's done.
Yeah.
I'm calling that shot right now, bro. I'm done with it.
Well, Fleek's off the rails. I knew this would happen
Hey.
when Ritter became QB1.
I told you
That's
this would happen,
okay.
Trey. I
That's
told
okay.
you.
He did
I
say it.
told
He
you.
did
I
tell
said
us.
I was
No,
gonna
he
go
was
off the
honest.
rails, bro. Clip it. I'm telling you.
He did say it.
I'm gonna look so
Oh,
crazy. I'm gonna look so stupid.
Savion Hunter.
Um,
If he sucks, what are we looking at here? You know, how are we feeling? You know, what are the vibes?
my like, for me, it's a matter of like, if he was to suck, is it worse than Mariota? Because we've seen Arthur completely reinvent the offense to mitigate bad play from the quarterback. We had those couple games where we threw 13 times at like one game, and like we've seen that because Arthur Smith is a genius in the run game. So like, I think he'll get in his bag, give it to CP, give it to Algier, and just run their legs off if it means we're fighting for a playoff spot. And that's if Ritter sucks. I think the flip side of that is, though, Ritter does take away some of the run game aspects because he's not quite as much of a runner as Mariota was. So if he struggles in the passing game, it's going to be an interesting dilemma to see where we're at and what we do next year. And like, it really depends on how bad he struggles.
Yeah. So I think that they'll have a few designed runs for him this game. I actually do. I do think that is something we'll see. So I don't know. I've got my hopes not too high on his running ability here. I think I've said, like, me and Fleek have talked about it, like Trevor Lawrence. I'm looking for like Trevor Lawrence, like mobility level. If you can give me that, then like we're golden. Like I can rock with that. So
I think it's good.
you know what? Oh man,
So much.
there is. Oh, let's look at what's going on over here.
There's a lot, bro.
Don't say that.
There's a lot. No, it gets worse for him, bro.
Hold on. But that did
him.
lead to an MVP. So I'm just saying it's not the end of the world. I don't think we're going to hit that level of doom quite yet, Jack, if he does come out and suck. I think it's like Fleek said at the beginning. I think you just got to brush it off. He's a third-round rookie. Who knows what could happen in terms of why he sucked. We'll have to see, you know, whatever that looked like. Hopefully it's nothing like what Fleek said. But, you know, on a positive note, I don't think he's going to suck. I think, like we all said, I think he's going to bring a lot of elements to this game that we've been looking for.
Yeah.
I think he's ready.
So I do too.
I just, we haven't even talked about that yet.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, let's we can talk about that a little bit. You know, it's almost that time of year. You know, start looking a little bit ahead to the off season, and you know, right now the Falcons are set to have about $80 million in cap space. I think actually it's $75 million right now. If Marcus Mariota is cut at the end of this season, which it looks like he will be, that opens up about another $12 million, which bumps us up north of $80 million. If there is a new TV deal agreement, something like that, cap space, whatever might raise, we could be almost looking at $100 million potentially for this offseason. So those are the numbers for you right now. I think we're slotted at are we still 10th in the draft right now?
That sounds right.
So we're the 10th pick at this moment. Yeah. Carrie just brought it up. With all that money we have in the offseason, if this is a great game for Ridder, how much do you start thinking about, where you're putting this money towards, first and foremost? And are there any moves that you guys like, right now, early in the process?
Yeah, well, I think if Ridder does hit, obviously that allows you to, keep a large chunk of money that you would otherwise spend on a QB sooner than later. And I think I would start building up the trenches, man. I would go at the defensive line, shore up the offensive line, maybe, get a center in here. I don't know what the center market is looking like. This free agency market this offseason. I'll have to look at that. But I would shore up the trenches first, man, and build from the inside out, because we've got some pieces to work with as far as receivers and things. We got Kyle Pitts coming back next season, hopefully better than ever. Drake London, hopefully he's able to take a step next season. You know what I'm saying? So if Ridder's able to deliver the ball, your offensive weapon should be fine. It's the interior that's gonna, shore us up and make us that coherent team, and will make us a contender going forward.
I agree. I agree with that, Fleek. I really like those moves. You'll do that, and then we'll draft Bijan Robinson with the first pick in the draft.
What?
Since we made those responsible moves and shored up the offensive line
Let's
first,
have some fun.
Absolutely.
now we
Draft the
went
center.
and
Draft the
we
center
got
from
Arthur
Minnesota.
Smith,
Call it
Derrick
there.
Henry, and we are rolling. So far, we fixed the O-line, and we've got Bijan Robinson. Who's saying no to this offseason so far?
Bro, what? Look,
Hunter,
okay.
why don't you want to
Keep it
fix the
rolling.
O-line and sign Bijan Robinson? Why do you hate the trenches and
So-
explosive running backs?
That's what
This is
I'm
a really
saying.
weird take.
So, I mean, I'm for
So
doing
you
those
got to have
things.
both of them together. It's not one or the
Yeah.
other.
So
Sorry.
I'm very
Right.
much for doing those things, but I think the order that you're doing it is a little off. Personally, like the free agent money, I would rather throw at a edge player. Like,
Okay.
honestly, Marcus Davenport, if he hits free agency, I think that's a name we could be seriously linked with. He kind of
Makes
fits
sense.
what. Do what?
Oh, sorry. I was saying makes sense. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that's a name we could be linked with. I wouldn't be opposed to throwing money at Elton Jenkins from Green Bay.
Oh yeah.
He has
Yeah.
versatility across the offensive line. You can get a guy like that. Then in the draft, you don't necessarily have to draft Bijan in the first, but if you do, there's other ways you can kind of supplement the offensive line throughout. The center from Minnesota would be a really interesting play. Zach Charbonnet could be interesting if you're looking at a running back that's not Bijan. Personally, Zach Charbonnet is a running back that I think fits our offense best.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
So
I'm
my
not
thing with the
sure.
whole running
Bijan
back
would
thing, man,
suck in this offense. He'd be so explosive. He'd just run
Oh my
past all the
gosh.
holes.
I mean, listen, that's not what I'm saying, though. Like, because of how much we do the RPOs and such, it's having a power back. Arthur Smith had Derrick Henry that he would just toss and just have him run. Charbonnet's that.
Boo.
And,
Charbonnet's a Heisman level running back.
Jadeveon Clowney
This is what
in
we're
free
doing
agency.
right now, Hunter. Are you serious? Is really
What?
okay.
Zach Charbonnet's a
wait.
Heisman level running back?
Do you see his numbers this year?
Hunter.
Bro, I'm
There's a
telling you, Zach
difference between
Charbonnet
Zach
is my
Charbonnet
favorite running
film
back in
and
this draft
Bijan
class.
Robinson film.
Huh?
Those are
Over
two
Bijan?
different levels of film.
Oh,
I'm
no,
watching
Trey
Bijan
Songz,
Robinson
Trey
get
Songz.
80 yards of 80 reception yards on top of his 150 rushing yards. Like this man does it all. This is
I'm going to stand behind what I'm saying. I
CP
personally-
replacement.
Charbonnet is your
with that.
number one over Bijan?
I haven't done the final grades yet. I haven't done the
Oh,
final grades.
Okay.
Alright. Trenches, a lot of
That's funny.
trenches.
Look, man. Look,
Boys
Look,
up
anything Bijan
I'm with you,
related.
Carrie. I like the trenches. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Charbonnet.
Anything
has-
Bijan
oh my
related.
goodness.
Oh my god.
Well, there you go, Hunter. You've got Jack
That's
Steele
your, that's,
approved.
that's what you. Oh,
Certified
Oh.
spread.
Here he is.
Oh, we got our 10-minute segment coming up, guys.
damn
Introducing.
ski John piece.
10-minute hot set.
Hey,
Hot topic session. What's going on? What's happening,
what's
boys?
going on, brother? What's
You know,
up? We were
I'm
just talking
angering the
about
world with my
that.
running back
Adam, hold on. I want you to hear this real quick.
Yeah.
Hunter just said that Bijan Robinson is not as good a fit in this offense compared to Zach Charbonnet. So he's saying, I guess he's too explosive or something. I don't really know what the issue is here. I was wondering if you had an opinion on
He
that.
just hates good running backs. He's like, I need bad running backs. No, I'm just joking. Zach Charbonnet is wicked. He's Ohio guy in there, but no, Bijan. I just think like I think he's a different element than like Derek Robinson, Derek Henry, and all those guys, right? Like I just think he would. I don't even want to like I don't even want to cap like that for the guy because I love him and obviously that's a super luxury pick, but I'm like I just don't want people to be upset like if that's the pick, like you know what I mean, like
No, yeah.
I think Charbonnet is like a great schematic fit, yeah, absolutely, but like Bijan's what I call a bomb-proof scheme fit for any, like he'll go to any scheme, like he'll do anything. Right,
Yeah.
like he can do and play in whatever scheme, and he's gonna elevate the play of the whole scheme, right? Like I think that's what I want. Like I think maybe that's what Arthur wants, or maybe he's content doing what he's doing. If he's content doing what he's doing, then yeah, absolutely Charbonnet in like the 3rd or 4th round, wherever he ends up falling. Yeah, that makes total sense because I think he's a better version of Algier. He's more physical, and I think he's got a little bit more home run presence. But I think that's the biggest thing. Like I think last year was like upgrading like the scheme and getting the big power guys. Like now I think like for the offense, like if you're adding offensive guys, I think you need home run hitters now. Like I think the offense is really complacent. Like OZ's not really like he is a home run guy, but he's not. Like he's made a career off of like getting the long ball but not finishing. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like I put the joke out, but like in reality, like Bijan Robinson and Zay Flowers is like exactly what this offense needs, is like just an injection of like home run threats. But like I think people are thinking like, oh, Damsky just wants those guys and he doesn't know football and blah blah blah. But you just look at reality, like the Falcons have gone BPA the last 2 rounds. Like if it's true and that's what they're doing, like Bijan Robinson's going to be high on their board. Like he has to be. He's arguably the best running back prospect since Saquon Barkley. So
yeah, they don't follow any conventional draft rules. Once you've taken the tight end at 4, it's kind of anything is game at that point.
Yeah,
that's exactly it, right? Yeah, like
the Falcons are definitely the team to take a running back at like 10 for real.
I just don't want like the biggest thing is I don't want people to fall in love with one thought process, right?
That's exactly right, Kerry.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Just be ready for it. That's all I'm asking is just be ready for it.
Just putting this out there. Any Bijan talk that comes on this podcast, it has to be has to prolonged, like it has to be preceded with trench play, like in the.
Well, yeah.
Like,
I mean, me and Fleek said
everything is
fix the O-line and get Bijan, but Hunter said no. Yeah. So I don't really know what's going to make that guy happy.
Not quite what I said.
Nothing's going to make that guy happy.
I think said a different order, but hey.
I think arguably too, like Atlanta's already getting top 15 O-line play in the pass game, and that's like he's doing that with nobody, right? He is like during two advanced metrics. He is. And top 5 run block, like top 5 run blocking grade is like obvious. He's getting top 15 pass blocking grade according to advanced metrics, and I think that's only going to get better with better quarterback play. So I mean, and you say what you want, like the players are the players. They're just like a dime a dozen players. But I think that's more indicative of like the schematic things that we're going through and the ability of I always forget his name, the O-line coach.
Ledford.
Oh, Ledford.
Yeah. Like I that's what I mean. Like I fully feel like they're like, hey, we can make patchwork work, and if we don't get like high level guys in here, then we'll just make it work. And I think that's a great issue to have, is that they can make anything work. So, I mean, yeah.
Except Jalen Mayfield. Other than that,
he was just goes to shows the prospect of Jalen Mayfield is.
Yeah.
or shaker, but
Yeah, I actually think there's a world where Elijah Wilkinson signs a small deal
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
and comes back.
He's
Yeah,
playing
why
good.
not? Oh yeah.
Even as a
I just don't
depth
want to
piece.
live in a world where we're paying McGarry like $18 million a year because he like looks really good. For
So
whatever
yeah,
weird
you
reason.
know,
I think we should tag him.
I think he's
I
tagged.
think so,
tag,
too.
Yeah, I
tag,
think he's
yeah.
gonna get the tag.
What is the tag at right now?
Twelve
yeah,
point
think it's-
five.
I thought the tag was
Oh,
16.
that's beautiful.
perfect.
16.
I thought
like
I
that's
thought
16.
16 was left tackles.
Oh,
I thought tackles were tackles on the tag.
Oh,
Yeah,
Is
so
that a right
I just
tackle?
did you tell the whole crew that I think the whole crew's going to the Senior Bowl or what?
Oh, we were gonna drop that at the end.
That's pretty huge. That's pretty big. Yo, that content's like gonna be nuts.
So we're all, yeah.
Oh yeah.
To Adam spilled the beans, but all 5 of us are hopefully going to be at the Senior Bowl, which means hopefully we'll be able to drop a live show or something while there. First
Yeah,
time we've
nice.
all met in person, so that'll be sick.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Steak dinner's on fleek.
On who? On who? I swear I thought you were gonna say on you. I was so ready to say let's go.
No, man, it's either fleek. Trey's got some kind of money. I don't know what kind of money Trey's
Yeah,
got, but
Trey's
he,
like he's a businessman or something.
yeah, we're gonna have
Outside of
to.
this.
it is 16 million, Hunter. You were correct.
16, yeah.
Yeah.
Trey,
I'm
Don't-
cool
don't-
with
don't-
paying-
don't
Don't change the subject, G. You heard
Whoa,
that.
whoa!
I am cool with paying Caleb McGarry though the 16 mil on the tag to
Yeah,
see if he can
God,
do it
it's
again.
so much.
Like,
That's so
Hold
much
on,
money.
hold on. Can we
That's
talk about the steaks first? Can we get this delivered?
still so much money.
Steaks on Trey.
bro, okay.
I heard it was Fleek. That's what I heard.
I am the, hey,
I heard
y'all
Fleek.
know I am the resident wing guy. I will take y'all to the best wing.
Oh,
wing
okay,
spot.
yeah, 100%. Let's do that, fleek.
Bro,
Let's-
Yeah.
Dreamland
got us.
Barbecue down there goes hard, and we are making the stop there.
I'm.
Let's
Food,
do it.
we
all I
need to
gotta
get get food mapped out like that before
I
before I,
got
make
y'all.
any flight plans.
I got
like,
y'all.
I need to see the places.
For sure. What do you think we see from Ridder though, Adam?
I think we see some good. I think we see some bad.
Rookie
Solid
quarterback.
answer. Solid analysis.
Solid
That
answer.
is-
Solid
That
answer.
is what
No, I
we.
think-
Good answer. Good answer.
Listen. I think he's just gonna come out like I think he's just gonna play balls to the walls, man. Like he's just gonna go nuts. Like I really feel
Yeah.
like he knows this is his time to show that he's the guy to build around. So like why not? Like you got nothing to lose by these 4 games, regardless of whoever thinks of you. Like you have nothing to lose as Desmond Ridder. Like you could just go out. You know you're the guy. Just go out and ball, man. Take your chances. Take your shots. You want to be a one-on-one jump ball guy, then go be one-on-one jump ball guy. So, I mean, it looked like Drake and Desmond Ridder looked like super hyped to be playing with one another finally. So I'm really anxious and excited to see that. I think Drake first game with Ridder is going to pop 100 yards. Like I'll safely say that.
I think he could. I think it's a really good opportunity for him to do it.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see him use his if he's active with his legs. If he's selective and like is really good with his decision making with his legs. Like I think this sky's the limit for what he's going to be able to do in this offense. Like I think like he said, Hunter said like Ryan Tannehill plus, and I'd be happy with that. Like,
For
Yeah.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
worse.
You know?
Much worse.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that was Damsky's 10 minutes of
Well, hold on,
Elite
Adam.
football.
That's actually perfect timing because we're coming up on the hour here. So, want to do predictions real quick. What is your Saints Falcons prediction? Score prediction. What's going on here? Who's winning? How much? Let's hear it.
let's go. Sorry, I'm downtown. There's some sketchy characters on here.
Yeah, there's some guy like talking to himself in a bus.
I'll go 34-24 Atlanta. In
34?
34.
Yeah.
I like that. I like
I
That's
think-
more fair,
I
all
just
right,
think-
that makes
I
me
think-
nervous. But
I think the run game is going to be the run game, and I think Ridder's going to be a plus in the pass game. So, anyways, I got to go, boys. All right.
All
Good
right.
seeing you.
brother.
later. Yeah,
Yeah.
Adam, giant self.
34 points?
34. But you know what? It's as crazy as it sounded as soon as he said it to me. I could see what he's saying because he's saying essentially what I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
if the
man.
run game is the same, but Ridder is hitting on passes, if we're able to make big plays, I'm not predicting 34 points. I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
not as far fetched as you might think because his offense has shown that it can be a good offense. You just have to hit the plays when they're there.
We got Brandon 27-14 Atlanta.
See,
Okay.
that's
No,
You
more
know,
BT.
that
something.
sounds a little more like a score
Yeah,
for this
yeah,
year's
that's
team.
for sure.
Hunter, Savion?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go 30-24 Atlanta. I think
Okay.
we're gonna see.
Hold
I
on.
think we're gonna
30,
get three
another 30
tutties,
burger.
and then I think we're gonna get three tutties, in some way, shape, or form. Three tutties, and then 9 points from Youngway.
Yeah.
9 points from
Yo.
Youngway. 3 touchdowns, 9 points. Okay. Man, that's a lot. That's still a lot of
6
scoring.
Well,
drives.
so you
A
gotta
lot
think
of
about it.
scoring.
Like the Saints' offense is so lackluster. I think we'll be causing them to punt, right? And so
Yeah.
if we're starting with the ball on our 30, that takes 30 yards to get downfield, and we're in field goal range. That's doable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm leaning more towards like Falcons 24-17. Something like that.
24-17. Okay. It's a
Yeah.
close game, but you know what? I'll take the
Yeah.
W.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Jack is nasty. I gotta go 28. I feel like it's gonna be all Teddy. 28-20. I see 28-20.
28-20.
Like that too.
28-20.
Oh, Jack, no.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Jack is disgusting, dog.
Jack, but you know what? That's okay. He breaks. We're not
We
jinxing
let him on
anything
the
because
pod,
of Jack.
bro.
So
Jeez.
he's
Jeez.
Okay.
okay. Carry with a barn burner, 17-13.
Hey,
Oh
defense
my
wins
gosh.
championships. Am I right?
That
Absolutely.
sounds like a rookie QB playing in two terrible teams in the
Yeah.
NFC South.
Oh,
to
you
be
mean what's
honest.
actually happening Sunday?
Yeah, that one might be a little more on the nose.
Oh yeah, it like I'm trying not to think about that, but it might get filthy like that.
We scored what last
I'm
outing 10 points, right?
What?
16, right, against the Steelers?
41-21 from Mike.
Are we the
All
41 or are we the 21?
I'm saying we're the 41. I think we're the 41.
We got to be the 41,
We're
bro.
the 41.
I'm down.
Man.
Jeez,
Jack says
I love the
historically
energy, bro.
art is not good after a bye.
We're going off one
He
season,
has
Jack.
had one
I was gonna say, 1
year
year?
in which he has come off the bye as a head coach. So I guess that's technically accurate, but it's ridiculous.
Historically speaking.
I'm going 31-17 Falcons. I'm jumping into the 30 plus waters here. I don't know. I feel it. I just feel good about it. I think the defense gets a touchdown in this game. I think Andy Dalton gives up a ball or something like that. He's looked awful. I can't believe Dennis Allen is sticking with him and not playing Jameis. I don't get it, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, 31-17 for me. I just left him.
Let's go.
Joe, 29-24. That might be scoregami right there.
I'm telling you.
It sounds like scoregami.
Hold on. Because he just says 29-24.
We are not.
That's Joe. He's definitely picking the Falcons.
Yeah, it
I
has to
want
be.
to make sure, bro, but
Joe said he's not.
Oh, never mind.
All right.
Wow.
Joe, let's get it spinning.
In
the meantime, I'm going to sit here and say I think this is about to be another Bud Light game from Arthur Smith, but this time with the quarterback.
Oh my! If we get a win, and I see a video of Selly Bruce and Desmond Ridder leading it off, all right.
There's
give me a Selly Beers.
There's no way.
I will break the internet on my own if that happens.
Bro, what?
Oh man, there's absolutely no way Arthur Smith does that, but I would love it.
Although it is an away game, so like that's kind of where the issue of Selly Beers
Yeah.
comes in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they'll just go out to Bourbon Street.
Hey, they can have
Even
it when
better.
they beat Tom
Yeah.
Brady in the final week of the season to get into the playoffs, right? Selly Brews for everybody.
There you go. Then I would accept it. Well, guys, any parting thoughts? You know, it's man, what a happy pod. We haven't felt and looked this fresh faced, and look at all these smiles. Hasn't looked like this since week one, since before week one happened. But you know, it's good to see all the joy. It's nice.
Bro, it's
This
just,
is the
and
roller
I was
coaster.
saying,
We're on the back up.
yes, you have to enjoy these moments because things could go terribly wrong, but I don't
Exactly.
believe
They
they
won't be
will.
here long. This could be the
Yeah,
last time we
no, they
feel
won't.
good again.
No, they
Bro,
won't.
Trey, get me out of this show, bro. You are crazy.
Oh man. Thank you everybody for
Yo,
watching.
Carrie's got it. We have renewed hope.
That's right, we
Yes,
do.
oh my
We do for
gosh.
now.
You could tune in next week and we could all look like this, but hopefully we'll still be like this.
Hey, remember next week we got around the flock too.
I say
That's
BT,
right.
you'll be
Next
joining
week
us
we'll
next
be
week.
part and that it's a special Christmas episode with Around the
Yes,
Flock. I think
sir.
we'll be doing some live caroling as well. So it should be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a really good time, and thank you everybody for coming out and watching the show. Make sure you follow the boys. Make sure you follow us at NM Falcons ATB, and make sure you follow Falcons _ATB as well, both on Twitter. Follow everybody here as well. We really appreciate everybody coming out. And thank you everybody for leaving comments and talking with us throughout the show. Y'all are all great. We appreciate that,
Awesome.
guys. It was great. It was great to be back.
Thank you. Yeah.
It was
Oh
awesome.
yeah,
Welcome
shout
back,
out to you.
buddy.